For the longest time, we've thought of AI as a kind of passive tool, something that just answers our questions or maybe generates some text or an image. But we are right at the beginning of a massive shift. We're moving away from AI that just predicts things to a whole new kind of software that can actually take action and solve problems all by itself. So, welcome to the world of AI agents. And this slide, this just perfectly lays out the difference. Over on the left, you've got the AI we're used to. It's passive. You have to tell it every single little thing to do. But on the right, that's where things get interesting. These are autonomous agents. They are active. You don't give them a list of steps, you give them a goal, and they figure out the how all on their own. So, what's actually under the hood of an AI agent? What makes it tick? The simplest way to get your head around it is to think of it just like a body. It's got three main parts that all have to work together: a brain, some hands, and a nervous system. Okay, first up is the brain, and this is pretty much what it sounds like. It's the core language model, the LM. This is where all the heavy lifting, all the thinking happens. It's what processes all the information, weighs the options, and makes those big picture decisions to get closer to its goal. But a brain on its own is pretty useless without some hands to actually do stuff. And that's exactly what tools are for an agent. Think of them as things like APIs, databases, or the ability to run some code. They're what connect the agent's thinking to the real world, letting it take action, like looking up real-time flight information, sending an email, or maybe updating a record in a CRM. And finally, you've got the part that ties it all together, the orchestration layer. This is the nervous system. It's the engine that connects that powerful brain to the capable hands. It manages the whole process, the planning, remembering what it's already done, and the overall strategy it's using to solve the problem. So with all those parts in place, how does an agent actually get anything done? Well, it runs on this simple but really powerful cycle. It's a continuous loop that's behind every single thing an agent does. Think, act, and observe. Let's just walk through a quick example. Let's say a customer support agent gets a mission. Hey, where's my order? So first, it scans the scene, figures out what tools it has access to. Then it thinks it through and comes up with a plan. Okay, first I'll use a tool to look up the order in our database. Then I'll take that tracking number and use another tool to check the shipping carrier's website. Finally, I'll tell the customer the status. It then takes action, observes the result, and just keeps repeating that loop until the job is done. And this quote, it just nails it. The real magic of an agent isn't just its smarts or its tools. It's this incredible ability to manage its own attention. At every single step of that loop, it's constantly deciding what's the most important piece of information for me to focus on right now to get this done. It's all about context.
All right, so now that we know how they think, let's talk about how they evolve. Because not all agents are built the same. And honestly, a fantastic way to understand this is to picture it like a career path, starting out as a brand new intern and working all the way up to CEO. So at level 1, we've got the intern of the agent world, the connected problem solver. Its biggest accomplishment is just figuring out how to talk to the outside world for the first time. This agent can connect to things like a search API. What that means is it's not stuck with just the information it was trained on anymore. It can answer questions about things happening right now, like what was the final score of the game last night, because it can just go look it up. Okay, our intern just got a promotion. Now we have the strategic problem solver. This agent isn't just doing simple lookups anymore. It can tackle more complex goals that need a few steps to solve.
Think of this agent as more of a project planner. If you ask it to find a coffee shop halfway between your house and your friend's house, it knows it needs a plan. First, find the midpoint with a maps tool. Second, search for coffee shops near that spot. It's smart enough to break a big, fuzzy request down into a logical series of tasks. Now we're jumping up to the executive suite with the collaborative multi-agent system. And this is where the whole idea shifts. We're not trying to build one super agent that can do everything. We're building an entire team of specialists. So in this model, you've got a project manager agent. You give it a big goal, like launch our new product. But it doesn't do the work itself. No, it delegates. It passes tasks to other, more specialized agents. One that's great at market research, another for writing press releases, and maybe a third for building the web page. It's basically an AI org chart. And then finally, at the very top of the ladder, we get the most advanced kind of system, one that doesn't just manage its team, but can actually go out and hire new talent all by itself. And this is where it gets truly mind-bending. This system can actually look at itself and spot gaps in its own skills. If it realizes, hey, I need to be able to analyze social media sentiment, but I don't have a tool for that, it can actually create a brand new agent just for that job on the fly. This is the jump from just using resources to creating them. So as these systems climb that ladder from intern to CEO, a really, really critical question comes up. How do we actually make these things safe, reliable, and manageable when we put them out in the real world? And that brings us to the operational side of things. I mean, this is the big one, right? This is the question every single person and company building these has to answer. When you give software the power to make its own choices, you open up a whole new can of worms when it comes to risk. How do you control it? The answer isn't just one thing. It's a whole new playbook. We're going to need agent ops to keep an eye on performance and fix things when they break. We'll need agent identity, kind of like a passport for every agent, so we can control what it has permission to do. We'll need governance to make sure we don't have hundreds of rogue agents running around. And of course, we need rock-solid security to protect against bad actors and data leaks.
So, when we put this all together, what does it really mean for the future? Where is all of this headed?
This slide right here, it just captures the whole shift perfectly. For decades, we've built software that we operate. It just sits there and waits for us to click a button. We are now starting to build software that acts more like a teammate, a collaborator that we work with to get things done. Look, this isn't just about making workflows a little faster anymore. We are on the edge of a new era, where our software isn't just a tool, but a dynamic, evolving partner. And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. What happens when our software can really truly learn, adapt, and create right there alongside us?